Therwan Sannai Swaminathan. We all respectively welcome most Venerable Dhammakusala Swaminathan to this program, and I welcome my friends too. And also, I would kindly welcome the friends who have joined for today's meeting newly. I will now invite respective Dhammakusala Thero to start the program.
So kids, today also we are gathered here to do another Satipasala program, and we hope to learn about mindfulness during 1 to 1.5 hours. So that is our idea. Before we start the session, let me ask you a question. Now, did you get to practice mindfulness during last 2 weeks? Show up your hands if you did practice during last week. I can see one hand. Okay, few more, 3, 4, around 10 of you. So you got to practice mindfulness during last week. So that is very valuable. As you recall, every week we are learning something and we have to put this into practice during our day-to-day life. We try to spend with mindfulness. We try to practice mindfulness while doing certain activities. So that is how we learn. That is how we try to be more and more mindful during our day-to-day life, during our activities. So it's good that you keep practicing. It's good that you don't forget about mindfulness during your usual week, during your busy week. Now, when it comes to your spending your time, I know that most of you have a lot to do. Maybe your schoolwork, maybe you have different classes, maybe your parents are pressuring you to achieve higher grades. So these things happen. So maybe you don't have much space time. Maybe you are spending a lot of time on your studies. So these things are natural. So you think you don't have time to do anything because you are so much focused on your studies. Maybe you don't have time to play even because you are so much stuck with your studies. Maybe since you have to study with distance education, maybe it is becoming more and more difficult. So those things are there. Now let me give you some information. Now, when we are busy, we try to forget about the surrounding. We try to put our attention into learning, and we try to listen to our parents and try to follow those orders. So you may be spending a lot more hours studying, you may be spending a lot more hours attending classes, you may be spending a lot of hours during doing different activities that are related to your studies, that are related to your careers in future. So this is how we spend our time. But let me remind, now when you spend more and more time like this, you are missing the surrounding. You are missing the things that are happening in the surrounding. Let's say all the things are happening. When we pay attention, we can see the color of the sky. When we pay attention, we can see how the birds are singing. When we pay attention, we can hear a lot of noises from the surrounding. So the life is happening. Life is happening moment by moment, and we are missing most of it because our attention is something else. Usually we are lost in our mind and we are missing the life around us. We are missing how the trees are growing. We are missing how the wind is blowing. We are missing how the rain is pouring because our attention is somewhere else, because we are lost in our mind and we don't recall what is happening. You don't pay attention to what is happening. So that's not a good situation when it comes to your age, because you should be spending more and more hours in the outside. You should be spending more and more hours playing. You should be spending more and more hours in the nature. but instead you are stuck in a room, probably paying your attention to a computer, probably to a book, and the life is passing moment by moment, and you don't even know that life is passing. So it is very valuable that you understand what we are talking. When you practice mindfulness, you try to pay attention to this current moment, the moment that we are spending. When you pay attention, you see all these things. You hear a lot of noises. You see different colors in the sky. You see different colors in the surrounding, because you are paying attention to the present moment. You have to do it in a certain way, that you have to do it on purpose, and you have to pay attention to the current moment. And when you pay attention, you will notice certain things. You will see a colorful world around you. Usually we see our world black and white when we are not mindful. When we are lost in our mind, we don't see colors. But when you pay attention, when you focus, when you see the details in the current moment, then you see different colors in the world. You see different music in the world. You see different sights in the world. So that is something very valuable. That is something important, very important for your age. So next time when you spend time, try to take breaks. Try to focus what is happening. Try to hear the sounds that are happening. Try to see the surrounding that you are in. So when you pay attention, when you notice those things, you realize that you are living. Your life is passing moment by moment, and you are not missing much of it because you are attentive. You are paying attention to the current moment. Now today, we are going to show you a small video clip. We can call it a short film that is about this topic. Now I was talking about something. I was talking that you are lost in your studies. You may be too much focused on your studies, and your parents may be pressuring you to study. So these things happen, and you get lost in your mind. You see the world in a black and white manner. You don't see the colors that are in the surrounding. You don't see the colors in the trees. You don't hear the sounds from the surrounding. So this film, this short film, is about that topic, and we will see this film. When you see it, you understand what I am saying. You will get the feeling what I'm saying. And this film is very creative, and it is showing us this exact same thing. The thing that is happening when we are not attentive, when we are not mindful, how the life is passing, and you are becoming more and more like a zombie who is acting according to the surrounding pressure, acting according to the society, acting according to the schools, acting according to your jobs. So that is what is happening to most of us. But when you are mindful, when you are a mindful kid, you again notice the surrounding. You again notice the color in the surrounding. You again hear the birds singing. So now we will see this short film, and I think it will give you much value. Can you hear?
Yes, Swaminathan.
Yes, Swaminathan.
Okay. Okay, I hope you got to see the video and the idea behind it. Now, when you see it, you could see what was happening. More and more, the kid tried to behave the way he was expected. He was becoming more and more black and white as the rest of the group. But when you hear music, when you pay attention to the nature, then you get colors in your world again. You become colorful again. So when we are mindful, we try to pay attention to our surrounding. We try to pay attention to the sights that we see. We try to listen to music. We try to find interesting things from the surrounding. We try to draw. We try to paint different ideas. So we try to be creative. That is mindfulness. And if you have a question regarding this, I think, did you understand what the short film meant?
Yes, Swaminathan.
Yes,
Okay.
Swaminathan.
Yes, Swaminathan.
Renuki, you have a question?
Yes, Swami. No, son. No, Swaminathan. No, Swaminathan. No, Swami.
Right. So I think you all got it. If you want to watch it again, you can find it on YouTube. It is called Alike short movie. You can find, and Mayundi probably can share it in the group as well. So that is the idea. Okay, next we will move to our practice. We are going to do mindful walking. First, we will do mindful walking for around 10 minutes. And we pay attention to our walking. Now, most of you know how to do mindful walking. Some of you are new, so we will give you some guidance. I can see Aruninanda waiting. Maybe she can give you some guidance on how to do mindful walking. Now, there might be some new kids here, so you have to think about that as well, Arun.
Everyone's an idea, kids. Okay. Mindful walking. When you do mindful walking, first you have to select the path where you are going to walk. It can be around, it can be a stretch of 10 feet. And then first you have to stand in one corner. Stand in one corner. Then take your leg. When you move your leg, say suppose you are moving your right leg. When you move your right leg, you have to be mindful that you are moving your right leg. And likewise, when you change, you have to be mindful that you are changing your legs. And when you walk, you have to be mindful of what you feel in your feet and what are the parts touching your feet to the floor, and how you're feeling and what is coming into your mind. Likewise, to and fro you have to do mindful walking for about, as Swami Nuansa says, 10 minutes time. Can't hear Swami Nuansa.
We can't hear you.
Okay, I think you got the information to do mindful walking, and Aruninanda gave some information. She's still getting better, it seems, but somehow gave you some info. So we thank her for that. And is it clear? Anybody has a question? How to do mindful walking? Seems like no. Okay, so we will do mindful walking. You just walk in a comfortable manner, and we try to pay attention to our walking and notice what we feel. That was our time to do mindful walking. Now we will do mindful sitting. For this, you have to adjust your seat and make sure that you are comfortable. Close your eyes gently and see whether you are comfortable. We try to be mindful that we are sitting. We just be with the seating posture and spend some time in that comfort. So calmly see how you are sitting, what you can feel when you sit like this. Can you feel your body, how it is placed? Just notice in your mind. Maybe you feel the breath going in and out. Maybe you feel the heartbeat inside you. Maybe you feel the stomach moving up and down with the breath. So whatever you feel, it is okay. Just be aware that you are feeling these things. When you pay attention like this, you will notice that your attention is jumping here and there. Sometimes it will go to sounds. Sometimes it will go to thoughts. Sometimes it will go to different sensations in your body. Maybe pain in your body. When your attention moves, just be aware that your attention is with a sound, that your attention is with a thought, that your attention is with the pain inside your body. With that awareness, we can, of course, bring our attention back to our body. So you might have to do this again and again. Sometimes it will jump to sensations like sleepiness. Sometimes you will get different thoughts. Sometimes you will feel itchy sensations in your body. So whatever you feel, it is fine as long as you become mindful. You become aware that you are feeling these things. So all of us, let's try and stay a few more minutes in this mindful manner. Okay, so that was our time with mindful walking and mindful sitting. I saw all of you got to practice mindfulness while walking and sitting, and I hope it was not that difficult. It was actually easy. You just have to walk in a comfortable manner. You just have to sit in a comfortable manner and just pay attention that you're walking. Just pay attention that you're sitting. That's all you have to do. So it is very easy. So every day you can take some time and do this. You can take some time and do mindful walking, mindful sitting. Just walk in a comfortable manner and pay attention to yourself. So it is not hard. It is actually very comforting. And when you practice more and more, you will realize that it is bringing peace and happiness into your mind. Okay. So with that, I think we can move to the next part of our session, which is experience sharing. For that, I think you have submitted some reports, written reports. And if you want to share your experience verbally, that's also possible. You can use that raise hand option to share your experience. And I think NetMini would start the session.
Yes, Swaminathan. We have 6 reports, written reports. First one goes to Laviru.
Everyone, Sarana Swaminathan, can you hear me?
Can hear.
Okay, Swaminathan. Swaminathan, can I tell the new things I felt in my mindful brushing teeth?
You can go ahead with your report. Yes.
When I was holding the brush in the left hand, pressing the toothpaste tube with the left hand, and opening the lid with the right hand, I felt roughness to my hand. I itched my cheeks a couple of times while I brushed my teeth. And that's the report, Swaminathan. Swaminathan, I can't hear you.
How about now?
Yeah, okay, Swaminathan.
Okay, so you have tried mindfulness while your day-to-day activities. So that's a good sign. And you can see you are doing all the homework and all the activities and submitting them. So that's a very good sign. You're active, you're energetic, and you actively participate in the class and you actively report your experience. So that is how we improve. When we do it again and again, we can learn a lot about mindfulness. We learn how to practice it during our day-to-day life. We learn how to use this skill in different activities that we do. So that's a very good sign that you are energetic and that you are continuing your practice. So continue this way, and next week also you can submit another report on a different topic, maybe some other activity as well as your walking and sitting practice. Okay, next report.
MS Swaminathan, don't think.
Our next report is from Methuli.
Mindful sitting. I could hear the cars and I could feel my breath going inwards and outwards. I sometimes feel sleepy too. Mindful brushing. I could feel the bristles touching my gum and teeth. I feel a little pain in my gum also. I can taste the toothpaste too. It was pinky. And so I also did the homework you gave me. What is the difference between mindful listening and non-mindfully listening? In mindfully listening, I feel that my mind is relaxing. I closed my eyes and imagined the pictures. I feel the sound going through my ears and mind. But in non-mindfully listening, my mind goes to different thoughts and to distant sounds around me. That's all, Swami.
Okay, so you did the homework as well as you have some good information in your report. Now let me ask you a question. Now you mentioned that sometimes you feel sleepy when you do mindful sitting. So do you think it's a good sign or a bad sign?
A good sign?
Why is it a good sign? Why do you think that's a good sign? Too difficult? Metuli? Okay, Venuki has some idea. She's saying that it's a sign that maybe we are tired. Okay, that's one option, one way of looking at it. But when you be mindful, when you practice mindful sitting, mindful walking, it is relaxing you. So when we sleep also, we relax. That's why you wake up fresh in the morning. So when we practice mindfulness also, we relax. And that is a sign of relaxation that we feel. If you are feeling sleepy, that's a sign of relaxation. So let me give you some more information. Now let's say sleep also we have relaxation. Then when we do mindful practice, that's also relaxing. Especially when it comes to mindful walking and sitting, that is, we call it formal practice because we are doing it separately. We don't do any other thing while doing that. We just practice mindfulness. So when you do that, it is more relaxing than even sleep. So you might be able to save some hours of sleep if you practice mindfulness more and more. Let's say if you practice for 1 hour, maybe you can save 1.5 hours of your sleep. So you have to try and see. I'm just giving you some information. I'm just directing you in some info, but you have to try and see whether it is more relaxing than sleep or whether the sleep is more relaxing. That you have to find. But our idea is that if you practice, you can save some time from your sleep. So Methuli, do you understand what I am saying?
Yes, Swami.
So what is the idea you got?
Then when you feel tired, you save some energy.
When you
Yes, if you save some energy.
Okay, right. So when you practice mindfulness, when you sit mindfully, you feel sleepy, and that is a sign of relaxation. That is a sign that you are relaxing. So it's a good sign. Don't think it's a bad sign. And when you feel sleepy, you can be happy because I am relaxing more and more. And you can continue your practice without getting up. You can just stay. You can just be with that sleepy nature and just continue your practice. And when you wake up, you will feel much energetic. You will feel fresh when you wake up. Okay. Right. We will move to the next one.
Our next report is from Besandi. You can unmute now.
Let me know if we have new kids who want to talk. We will give them a chance after Besadi. If there are new kids, can you
Yes,
see them? We will give the chance to Besandi. You can check in the meantime, and then we will give them a chance.
So, Nancy, can you hear me?
Yes.
So, can I tell my report?
Yes.
Okay, so mindful sitting. In mindful sitting, my legs were cold because the AC was on, and that I was sitting on the floor. I also heard my mother tidying up the room. I could also hear the cars driving and horning too. Mindful helping my mother. When I bent it down to get at the bags were making a scuffling sound. As I came up, I knew I was standing up. So once I reached the fruit basket, I opened the bag and heard the scuffling sound again and again. Then I took the fruit to the basket and heard it bang as I put the fruit to it one by one. Later, I went to the fridge to put the vegetables. The fridge was cold and filled with fresh green leaves and vegetables. In mindful walking, I noticed something touching my feet. It was hangers. The hanger was called, though I can hear the clothes ruffling and the pencil making sounds as I write on the paper. That's it, Sayonara.
Okay, so I'm really happy to see your report because you have a lot of valuable information. The others can also learn from you. Now you mentioned that you are helping your mother and you are doing your day-to-day chores mindfully. So that's a good sign because most of the kids, they expect their parents to do the activities. They expect them to, do the meals, they expect them to wash their clothes, they expect everything. But if you are a mindful child, if you are a good child, then you will start doing your own things. You will start helping, you will start washing your own clothes. That way you can practice mindfulness as well. So that's an added benefit. While doing these small activities, you can practice mindfulness. You can fix few activities per day. You can sweep the house and try to be mindful while doing that. So it might take around 10, 15, 20 minutes. We don't know, but it will help to be mindful, as well as it will help for your parents as well. So when you are mindful, you try to do these small activities. Most of us, we feel they are menial activities. They don't add any value. If I sit in front of a computer, if I sit in front of a TV, then I'm enjoying it. These activities not that fun. They are boring. So we try to avoid them. We try to give them to some other person and try to do only the tasks that we enjoy. But when you are mindful, it's a win-win situation for you. You do the activity as well as you practice mindfulness. So let's say washing your clothes and maybe helping your mother in ways you did, maybe doing some other activity, sweeping the house. All these things you can do. You don't have to avoid them. You just initially you will feel some resistance, but little by little you start to enjoy them. You start to survive on your own, and you are helping your parents as well. So that's a very good sign of a growing child. That's a very good sign that they have a bright future. Most of us, we spend our childhood with the help of parents, with the help of other people. But when you grow older, you get confused because you don't know how to do these activities. You don't want to do them. You don't enjoy doing them. So you try to survive out of somebody else. But when you grow, you can't do that forever. You have to do your own things. You have to survive on your own. You have to do your own activities, day-to-day activities. So this is a good start. Even at a young age, early age, you can help. You can wash your own clothes. You can sweep the house. These things are helping with your mindfulness as well as helping your parents as well. So that's a win-win situation for both parties. Okay, so good, Besandi. That's a good example to other kids as well. So continue your practice and continue to report.
Okay, Swamin Wanshe. Everyone say night.
Okay. Okay, Venuki is saying she also did clothes today. She washed her clothes today. So that's another kid that's reporting that they are helping with their own activities and they are learning how to do them on their own. So that's good. Okay, do we have any new kids who want to share their experience or maybe ask a question how to practice mindfulness or something like that?
No, Swamin Wanshe.
You can't find anybody new?
I found 2 students, but none of them like to talk.
No, I mean,
Or
who are raising hands?
No,
Are
Swamin
there
Wanshe.
any new kids?
No, Swamin.
Maybe like,
Swamin Wanshe, Avasarai Sanili, I think she wanted to talk.
Sunny Lee.
And Yenuli also.
Okay, we will give them a chance.
I have unmuted Sunny. You can unmute now.
Swamin Wanshe, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear.
Mindful sitting. I sat on my chair and closed my eyes. I had crossed my legs and arms. I could hear some of the noise outside my balcony. My back was paining and my feet was cold at the same time. My hair was moving at the wind. That's it, Swami Wanshe. Swami Wanshe, I draw the picture of it. Can you see?
Hold on. Can you zoom out a little? Okay, right. Nice picture.
Thank you, Swami
So,
Wanshe.
is it your second week, probably third week?
I think it's more than like 3 weeks because
Okay,
I came
so-
there like
Right. So now you know how to do mindful practice. Now you can little by little do them and you can start reporting to us. You can start talking to the group. And today is a good start. Now you have a drawing. Now let's say while doing that drawing also you can be mindful. You can do mindful walking, mindful sitting, mindful painting, drawing, maybe mindful brushing. All these activities you can do. So you can pick certain activities that you like and you can use them to practice mindfulness. So every day remind yourself that this activity I am doing with mindfulness. This activity I have to remind myself and do it mindfully. So daily when you do that activity, you do it mindfully. So little by little you're adding. It's not too much. It's a small time that we take to do one activity, and little by little you can improve. Day by day you add little more into your practice. Day by day, you do more and more things mindfully. So that's a way to progress. You don't have to do all the things at once. You just try small activities, like how you brush, like how you have your meals. You can focus certain activities and try to be mindful during them. Okay, so continue to report us. Maybe next week also you can submit another report.
Okay, Swaminathan. Thank you.
Swaminathan, we have Sandana Delak as Vihara.
Okay.
Therwan Sarnai Swamin Wahansa. It's my very first day joining to the program, and I would like to present my report on how I felt during the mindful sitting meditation. Firstly, I went through how my posture in my mind, and I felt various pressure points on my thighs and my lower back area. And then I tried to identify my most dominant sensation so I would not try to get distracted. I first identified how air was coming into my nose as I breathed in, and I felt warm air coming out my nose as I exhaled. And then I also felt my light heartbeat on the tips of my fingers, along with my shoulders moving up and down as I inhaled and exhaled. I identified the movement of my shoulders seemed to be more dominant than the rest, and I focused on them. During the meditation, I would get distracted slightly by noises around me or various other sensations on my feet and on my knees. But then I would try to identify their sensations and once again focus on the movement of my shoulders when doing my meditation.
Okay, so it's your very first day and you shared your experience with the group. So that's very good because we want more and more of you to be active and actively participate in the session. When you do that, only you learn. When you share your experience, only you learn. When you share your experience, you can learn. Of course, the kids who are listening, they also can learn. Right? So in your report, you have some valuable information. You have a good idea about the practice. And let me point out few things. Now it's your very first day and you have done a good practice. You have identified these are the prominent things out of the things that you feel and you just focused on that. Okay. So now you have to take some time doing it again and again. You have to do it on your own. You can pick some time in your day and it should be a comfortable time for you. Some kids, they prefer it doing mindful sitting in the morning. So you pick your own time and just do mindful sitting daily for maybe around 20 minutes. As per your report, you can do 20 minutes easily. And when you do that, you will start to notice these things more and more. Now, the shoulders, you will start to notice them more and more. And you can observe them for a longer period with mindfulness. So that is the way to progress. So you have to put some time, you have to put some effort into the practice. Now you know what to do. Now you know how to be mindful, but you have to put more and more time. When you put more and more time, your experience will vary. You will notice little more things. You will notice how it is changing with time. So those are valuable information because we can show you how to practice further. So starting point would be to do more hours and try to share your experience by next week. That's a good starting point. Also, you mentioned that sounds were disturbing. Sounds were distracting you. So that's another one you can work on. Now, next time when you do mindful sitting, don't think them as distractions. Just think them as another sensation that you can observe. Let's say like your shoulders. So when your attention move to a sound, just be mindful that you are hearing something and just stay with that. Try to be mindful that you are hearing something. For example, Now it is raining here. So I can hear the rain from the background. So my attention is moving back and forth. It is going to the rain, it is coming back again. It is happening like that. So if I think the rain is a disturbance, then it is starting to bother me more and more. But if I just think the rain is also a part of this time, part of this moment, what is happening right now, it is not so disturbing. So you can just focus on the rain for a while, focus on the sound for a while, and just be mindful. When you do that, you realize it's not that difficult. It's not that disturbing. It's not bothering you so much. So those are the two ways. One is you have to put more time. Second one is you have to think sounds as not disturbing you so much. Think them as another part of the experience, another part of the mindful practice. So do you understand what I am saying?
Yes, Swami Vahansa. Thank you, Swami Vahansa.
Okay.
Swaminathan, we have Pansilu. You can unmute now.
Swaminathan, can you hear me?
Can hear.
Okay. Mindful drawing. I felt my hands moving from each side of the page when I was drawing. I also felt my hands moving left and right very fast when I was rubbing by my eraser. I also heard my parents watching a teledrama. After I finished drawing, I started to color the picture. I felt and heard that I was scribbling the page. After I colored, I sketched the art in a black pen and I cut the page. I have my picture. Sanansa, can you see?
Can see Batman.
Yes, Sanansa.
Okay, do you like Batman?
Yes, Sanansa.
That's your favorite superhero?
Yes, Sanansa. That's why I drew him.
How about Spider-Man?
Sanansa, not him.
Okay, you like Batman. So
Yeah,
you
because I
prefer
could
night-
draw him.
Sorry?
I could draw him. That's
Okay,
all.
right. So good report. And you did mindful drawing and you reported on that. So when there might be new kids who don't know how to submit their reports, they might be wondering. I even got one message through chat asking how to submit reports. So these reports, they were submitted through Mayumdi, and she can share her details in the chat so others can also see. If you are new here, you can just connect through those information and you can submit your report. If you submit your reports weekly, then we can give you some comments. You can improve your practice by listening to them. And of course, you can listen to the advices given to other kids also. That is also helping. But if you want to submit your own report, you can do it earlier. So if you submit it earlier, we will give you priority, and we are doing those reports first come first serves basis. So you can, Mayundi, do you have the information that you have to share?
Yes,
Mayundi?
Swami.
Okay, you can just share them in the chat, and the other kids also, they can join through how to submit reports. Okay, so Pansilu, continue your practice and you may submit another report by next week, and probably another superhero. Thinking.
Okay, Swami Mahansa.
Right.
Januni, you can unmute now.
Swami Mahansa, can you hear me?
And here.
Mindful coloring. Before I started, I got ready all of my things. My pencil, my colors, and more. When I started, I felt the colors touching the paper. After a while, I started hearing sounds, like my mother cooking, my dad sweeping the floor, and my sisters reading books. After some time, my hands hurt, but I ignored it. Later, I messed up my coloring a bit. So then when I started to erase, I felt the eraser rubbing it on the paper. And then later when I had cleared it out, and then I had finished, I looked at my hands and it was very red. My hands were hurting, but then I felt happy that I had done something. That's it, Swami Mahansa. Swami Mahansa, can I show my coloring to you?
Yes.
Can you see it, Swami Mahansa?
Okay, zoom out a little. Right. So this is that walk a line, right?
Yes, Swami Mahansa.
Okay, good. Nice drawing. And you mentioned in your report as well. Now, when you do these type of practices, you realize sometimes you are distracted. Sometimes your attention is somewhere else. And when you are mindful, you know that you are making a mistake, and you can bring your attention back. By being aware, you can bring your attention back. So if you are not mindful, you don't know that you are making a mistake. You don't know that your attention is somewhere else. And of course, you can't bring it back because you don't know. But when you realize, you can do something about it. So when you are mindful, you see your own faults. You see your own mistakes and you can fix them little by little. It's not like we are fixing within a day all the mistakes we are fixing. Not like that, but little by little we improve. Little by little we try to be with the current activity and try to do it successfully. When you do like that, each activity you are doing with attention and you try to do it successfully. So one thing at a time and doing it right. So that's the idea. One thing at a time and doing it right. When you do like that, your whole life becomes a festival because each activity you are paying attention and you are doing it right. And when you add little by little, when you spend days, months, years doing like this, then you are gonna improve a lot because each activity you are paying attention and doing it right. And when you add little by little, it's like adding water drops. Drop by drop we add, but it will make a river one day. It will make an ocean one day. So that is how we are growing. And continue your practice and continue to report us.
We have Vinuli and Manuja.
Swami Mahansa, I did the mindful painting. Can you see, Swami Mahansa?
Yes, it's little bright, but we can see.
Swami Mahansa, I even did.
Okay. Right. So this is your painting of the feet, right?
Yeah, the print. Footprint.
Can you hold it again? Both of you? Right. So do you see how the color is changing throughout?
Yes.
Right.
Swami
So
Mahansa.
certain areas it is applying more and more pressure, and certain areas it is not. Okay. So when you even you see difference between two legs. right? It's not the same. So when the pressure is high, when it is touching the ground with more force, you can see strong color. When it is not touching, you can see the color. So that's how it goes. So this is our activity for next week. I think Deepal Mahatya will announce what you need to bring by next week, and all of us can do. So it is a good start that you have given, because you showed that you can do it, and you have shared the pictures. So others also would be encouraged to do it next week. So good, and we will do it next week as a group as well.
Thank you, Swamin Wahanse.
Okay, I think we are passing our time for the reports. How many more we have? 9 more.
9 more. 8 more, Swamin Wahanse.
8 more. So should we give maybe 2 more chances? You can pick your own kids, because if they are new, we will give priority. If they are confident here, if they are familiar with the practice, then we can postpone them to next week. So you decide. If there is a blame, if they become unhappy, it's your blame. So kids, if you don't get a chance, you have to blame NetMini. You have to blame NetMini for not giving you a chance. Okay.
I think the chance goes to Sejan and Senukar.
Okay, it's like a lottery. Okay.
Okay,
Others,
Swamin
I'm-
Wahanse, we both are going to tell. So I will go first. I will tell what I did with the mindful walking. While I was walking, I felt the dust on the ground touching my feet. I felt the weight of my feet on the tiles. The tiles were smooth and nice on my feet. I could feel the spaces in between every tile I stepped on. Some had a big gap, and the other ones had no spaces at all. I could feel the tiles were very cold because of the fan. Mindful sitting. I could feel the fan's cool air on my body. I can feel the weight of my thighs on the chair. I could feel my back pressing against the chair. The chair was very soft and cushioning. Now I'm going to tell about my experience. Mindful walking. I felt the cold air of the fan hitting my body. I felt pain on my heel over a long period of time. I felt the hardness and coldness of the floor. I also felt the spaces between the tiles. I felt dust collecting on my feet. Mindful sitting. I felt more weight on one leg than the other while I was sitting. I felt an itchy sensation on my shoulder. I felt the table on my chest and arms. I felt the chair on my back. I felt my brother's leg touching me.
Okay. We are happy to hear your reports, both of you. And you have good information, good practice. Now you can do this, put this practice into use when you do some other things as well. Walking, sitting, you reported. Next time, try to pick some activity, maybe having a meal. And we are giving you 1 week to do this practice. So by next time, you will get at least like 20 chances to eat something mindfully. And when you do it, you have to remind yourself and you have to pay attention that you are eating and try to notice how it is happening, what are the sensations, what are the details you feel, and you can report back to us. Okay, so maybe you can do the meals first and try during the week. And by next week, we will hear from you again. Okay, the next chance goes to
Next chance goes to
so you are taking your time deciding.
no, Swaminathan, I have already decided.
Trying to decide the best one. Saving the best for last.
Okay, Shanani, you can talk now.
It's actually my first day coming to this class. Could you hear me?
Can hear, but not clear. Maybe you can get closer to the mic.
Could you now hear me?
Netmini, can you hear?
Not clear, Swaminathan. Can you speak a little louder, Rangi?
Now could you hear me, Swaminathan?
Okay, now much better.
Swaminathan, this is my first day coming to this class.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about the experience I had when we were practicing the mindful walking.
Yes, go ahead and tell us. Speak a little louder and we can hear.
I felt the coldness of the floor touching my feet as I walked. I also heard the sound of my parents' conversation. I also had different thoughts in my head, but I tried to ignore them so I could focus. I also felt the cool air coming from my back. And I tried my best to focus so I could practice the mindful walking. Once I finished.
Okay, now it's your very first day. So this is more than enough. Yes. Now next time when you join, it will be in 7 days. So every day try to spend like 10 minutes of mindful walking and 10 minutes of mindful sitting. And when you do that, daily you can do this practice. And when you do daily practice, that is the way to improve your mindfulness. We talk once a week, we connect once a week, but if you practice on your own, if you practice daily, then you will really learn about mindfulness. So good start with the class, good start that you joined and you shared your experience as well. That's a good sign, but you have to now put some time on your own. Now, if you need, you can get those videos from the mindful walking and sitting. There are videos, you can watch them as well. She can share the videos in the chat probably, and you can continue daily. You do 10 minutes of mindful walking, 10 minutes of mindful sitting. By next time you will get 7 days to practice, and by next time if you submit a report, you will have much more addition to what you have now. So that's a good start, and we will keep in touch. We will continue to talk and we will hear from you again. Okay, right. So with that, yes, with that we have to end the session for experience sharing. But if you want to share your experience, if you want to ask a question, if you want to talk, then you can stay till the end of the session and we will give you a chance. Otherwise, you can talk next week. So you maybe like 5 of you wanted to talk and didn't get a chance. I blame Netmini for that, and you can blame her too, right? Okay, right. Now I think Deepal Mahatya is waiting for something. Now last week's homework, we got only like 2, right?
Sanas, we got 3.
Okay, 3 reports out of 50. That's a
Videos.
very poor rating. Yes. Maybe you don't like to do videos. That may be the reason, right? So we asked you to do a video about that activity we did, and we asked you to explain it to the others, explain it to the kids. Maybe you don't like videos. That may be the reason. Anyway, only 3 of you submitted. So the earlier week, I think maybe around 5 of you submitted. That was another video too. So try to participate for these activities, try to do them, because that will help you with the mindfulness. Now today's homework, I am giving you the homework, so you have to listen carefully. Now remember the short film that we watched initially. When we start the session, we watched that short film about that idea, about how you are becoming more like zombies instead of enjoying the life, enjoying the surrounding. Okay, so you have to do use your creative power and do some artwork, probably a drawing, probably some kind of a poem, probably a video, whatever you like, you pick, and you have to share something related to that short film. Maybe you can do a drawing, maybe you can do a poem, maybe you can tell a story, maybe you can do a video, whatever you like, you pick. But I'm asking you, if you most of you, if you can submit, then that will help you to improve your practice as well. So the today's homework is to submit something out of the short film, not something picked from that, instead your idea about the short film, what you feel about it, what you feel, whether you are becoming zombies or not, right? Your creative power you can use. Are you clear about the homework?
Yes, Swami.
Yes, right. All of you are clear. Then we will ask Deepal Mahatya to do the today's activity and also announce things we needed for next week. Maybe you can start announcing the things for next week, then they can write it down, and then we will move to the activity.
Sanas, actually, for the next activity, I don't I haven't got any idea.
The feet one we are going to do,
yeah.
the marking of your feet. So for this activity, you need few empty papers. So write it down. You need some empty papers. That's the first thing. Then second, maybe food coloring is better. Ink is also you can use, but since you are applying it on your feet, better to be organic, better to be healthy, not a poison. Okay, so make sure that you have some kind of food coloring where you can apply on your feet during the activity, and few empty A4 sheets. That's the requirement for next week, and we will do the today's activity now.
Okay, Avasarai Samanasa. So first of all, Rochana Mama is he couldn't make it today because he's very busy with his work. Okay, so he asked me to do the today's activity and so on as well. So I will try my best for you to show about the about what we are going to do today. So our activity today is to make a lava lamp, and last time we mentioned that what we need, what are the ingredients we need to make it. So I will show what we need again. So we need one vegetable oil, and we need vinegar. We need vinegar. I guess everybody can see, and everybody got them. And we need an empty jar, something like this, empty jar. And also the baking powder, okay, and the food coloring, okay, very good. So everybody got them, and let's make the lava lamp, okay. First, we will take the empty jar and add 2 spoons of baking soda. Okay, like
2 spoons or 2 tablespoons or teaspoons?
2 tablespoons.
Okay.
1. I guess you can see it. See, I add 2 tablespoons of baking soda. And we are going to add the vegetable oil after that, like this. I guess everybody can see. Okay. So we will fill it until to the top, but don't make it split out. Okay, I think everybody can see it now.
Dipal Mahatya, we will give them some time to follow.
Oh yes.
Are you done with your activity? You can speak, unmute and speak if you are not.
So,
Are you done up to this step?
No, Swami, once. No. Could we put vegetable oil?
Did I fill it too much?
Wait.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is this enough?
Neha.
Is this enough?
Now, one at a time. That's the problem.
Swami,
So first,
can you show it again?
Dipal Mahatya, you are muted. And do you have a question? Others, you can.
basically you will first add 2 tablespoons of baking soda into the empty jar, and then you will fill it up with the vegetable oil, like you can see. You can see it, right?
Okay, anybody else have a question? You can raise your hand. You can use the raise hand option and ask.
I think Methuli is having a question, Savanasa.
Yes, let her talk. You have to let her unmute. Otherwise, all the kids will talk at once.
Yes, Mithuli, tell me.
She has put her hands down. Okay, Shanani, you can talk.
Mithuli, yes. Sorry, is it Dunya?
Should we mix it?
So I guess everybody is comfortable. Okay. Shall we know?
I think Dunya is having a question. You have to come closer, Dua. We can't hear.
Sir, should we mix the baking soda and the oil?
No, we will just put it like this. Later we will mix it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let's move to the next step. Okay.
Hold on. Bihansa.
Bihansa is having a question. You can unmute now, Nani.
What things do we need again?
First we'll need the empty jar. Okay. And then then we need the vegetable oil. Okay. Vegetable oil. And then we need vinegar. Okay. And baking soda. And then we need the food coloring. Okay. So first what we did, we put 2 tablespoons of baking soda, baking powder to the empty jar, and then we filled it with vegetable oil like this. How is it? Is it clear, everyone?
I think, Mommy, there are still questions.
Okay, let's move.
Venuki, you can unmute now if you have any questions.
Do we have to fill it up to the top?
Yeah, you can fill it up to the top, but you don't split it out. Don't let it spill out. But yeah, like this.
Dimutu, you can unmute now.
Sorry, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I can barely see it, but I guess it's good. Yeah, it looks okay. Dimutu. Yeah, I guess Kiansa, I think you better fill it up, fill a little bit more with the oil.
Besandi, you have any questions?
Yes, like then when we are going to add vinegar?
I will let you know what we are going to do with vinegar. Okay. Okay. So I guess everybody is now. Yeah, I can see Pansilu's one as well. That's fine. So let's move to the next step. I guess everybody is done so far.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we will go forward.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So next step is we will take one glass or 1 cup. So what we are going to do, we are going to mix the color. So we will pour vinegar into the glass. Like this. And we will take, okay, everybody put some vinegar into the glass. Take a small cup or glass. Okay. And then we will add the coloring. So don't put too much coloring. If you put too much coloring, the color will not come. So I'm going to take to this lid a small bit of coloring. And now I will add it to the glass. Let me show you. Okay. Can you see everyone? The green color is there. We'll use something to mix it up. So it is now we have green coloring mixed with vinegar. Okay.
Besandi, you have a question? You can unmute and ask.
Yes, it's not like a question, but is it all right? Because I don't have the coloring, food coloring.
If there is coloring, that is very good actually, but I guess without coloring, it's a little bit difficult to do the activity. But you can watch it, and you can next time you can find some coloring and add it.
Yellow.
Okay.
But I have the vinegar. It has some coloring like yellow.
Okay, let's try that. Okay, let's try what will happen. So, okay, everyone.
Is this
Ready?
correct?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Okay, now we are going to mix the coloring we made with vinegar to the oily mixture. Okay, then we can see the trick. Okay, everyone, ready? Okay. Can you see?
It's a lava lamp.
Yeah, this is a lava.
Lava lamp, yes.
And
If
I
it,
have few other colors as well. Let me try mixing them.
I think if we lower the lighting, it'll appear better. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, so we can put a light underneath it. Let me try my phone. If you put a flashlight like this, can you see the?
Now much better, yes.
Can you guys see it? How is it with your ones? Is it working like this?
Yes.
Yes,
Can you see?
Yeah,
Mine
Lavina,
works,
that's
but
very
it's
nice.
but I added too much of the vinegar and food coloring mixture.
Yeah, Vehan added too much coloring in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can try again. Don't finish your mother's ingredients in the.
The oil is gone.
Yeah. So you have to, next time they bring a new one, you use it.
Is it supposed to be sizzling? Because mine one is.
It is like, see if you can, I will make it closer. See, there are some different colors I can see, but I don't know whether you can see it. Different colors moving up and down. It's like if you watch it mindfully, your mind will be like calm and quiet. I guess you can watch it continuously. How is it? Is it everyone's lava lamp is working?
Yes, it's making some really interesting noises.
It is
Yeah, that's true.
very nice.
very weird.
It's going up. It's
Yeah,
like
Dunya, can you hold it against the camera? Is it working? Okay, right. Do you have a question?
Then now should we mix the baking soda with the oil?
You had to speak up. We didn't get it. Deepal Mahatya, she is asking a question.
Sir, should we mix the baking soda now?
Yeah, can.
Dua, can you ask the question again? I didn't hear it.
Sir, should we mix the baking soda?
With the oil? No
I think we
need.
already did, and she's having the lamp with her.
Ah, okay, show it to me. Ah, I think that's nice. Yeah, that's working. That's perfect, Dunya. You can add a few more colors if you want next time. Okay, Dua?
Thank you, sir. Okay.
Good job. How is the others? How are the others?
Mine is working really well when you put light next to it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yes, it is.
Beautiful. My one is also going up like bubbles.
That's very nice. Very good.
Okay, you can hold it against the camera and we will take turns showing it.
Say, can you see my one?
Hold on, we will
I
take
closed
turns. Okay, so this one you can see, it is very nice and it's a really good one. So do a very nice, and you have done it very nicely. Okay, next. Okay, Metuki Gomez. Right, so this is yours.
So I guess everybody is like, have done it very nicely. Looks like better than me. The colors are very nice. And some got lights underneath. And it's like a real good quality lava lamp.
Pansili, you are missing your chance. Okay, now we can see.
So actually what's happening, like when we mix baking soda and the vinegar, it make a chemical reaction and it gives bubbles. Because of the density of the oil, the bubbles slowing down and moving up and down. So that's what's happening simply.
Okay, Deepal Mahatya, very nice performance. Seems like we can remove Rochana and put you in that place.
Yeah, but he will come next week, Sana.
Now, kids, are you happy with the activity that he did?
Yes, Swaminathan.
Right, thank you so much, everyone.
Yes, Swaminathan. Yes, Swaminathan.
I couldn't hear Mayumdi's voice. Maybe she is not happy.
Their power got, they lost their
Disconnected,
power.
okay.
Yeah, they lost the power.
Right. So kids, now we have given you one homework. We have given you one homework. Then the second homework would be to record this lava lamp. You have to put it in a dark place and put a color light underneath. And you can take a small video, small record, and you have to share that video in the chat. You have to share how it is working in a dark place with a color torch, color light. And that will be your second homework. So both homeworks we are expecting you to complete. And I think that brings us to the end of the session. Anybody else want to say something? You can use the raise hand option. Okay, Dunya.
I forgot to put the hand up.
Couldn't hear you.
Swaminathan, I just forgot to put the hand up. I don't have a question.
Okay, right. Besandi?
Actually, the bubbles set after like 5 minutes. So I think so I should do another one. The bubbles set after like 5 minutes.
That's fine. You can do another one. You can use up your mother's vegetable oils and all the coloring and all the things and do another one. And she will have to deal with it. That's fine.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Samanan.
Okay, Venuki, you also have a question?
I wanted to say thank you.
Thanks to Deepa Mama. Okay. Dehansa, Kiansa.
Swamin Vansa, this is our one.
Okay, right. So you have to take a video of it and you have to share it in the group. Deepal Mahatya, do you have comments about this one? Do they need to add something else?
Is it, did it stop moving, Dua? Is it, the bubbles are moving up and down, or is it stopped? I can't clearly see. Try one more time, okay? Try one more time and take a video and send it to us, okay? Good,
Okay,
good job. Good job, Dua. Okay, well done.
Okay, Net Mini, you can finish the session. And I think starting from next week, we are going on a rotation for the host. So Mahindi can start, and the next few kids who are on the rotation, they can take their turns.
Yes,
Swaminasa Avasarai, do you want me to share the e-magazine?
That one we will keep it for next week because it's
Okay.
we are in the rush now.
Correct. Okay.
We will take it before the activity. We can take some time, probably around 10 minutes to show it. Okay, right.
Coming answer. So today we have talked about how our life is based on studies, work, and job. The more we try to behave as expected, the childness in our life, the colorness in our life disappears, it fades. But when you are with the present moment, with the surroundings, you know that the color does not fade, the childness in your life does not fade. So I take this opportunity to thank the Venerable Swami Hansa on behalf of all the friends who have joined for today's session for giving us the valuable experience about mindfulness. Have a mindful week. Everyone,
Okay, have a mindful week, everybody, and we should appreciate the host for making that comment. And that's how you have to be creative, and you have to talk about mindfulness while hosting a meeting. And very good, Dua. And everybody have a mindful week.
Happy
Have a mindful week, everyone.